What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rip City Rundown. Hopefully the first week of many where we'll finally be cranking out these podcasts weekly again. As honestly, now it's kind of time to get excited as a Blazer fan. We had that nice 2 month slog post trade deadline. We probably skipped a week or two, maybe three or four for the podcast, but let's be honest, who wanted to talk more and more just about how great Shane Sharp is and just how bad the Blazers were going to be? But exit interviews happened just a couple days ago, so the offseason's officially started. Storylines or narratives are already being just thrown out there. Um, I'm just going to start this podcast kind of super broadly, and there's probably an easy answer to this, but this season, like, is it on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rank this season?
I'll give it a 3 out of 10. Um, I was expecting the Portland Trailblazers to make the playoffs, at least the play in, and what happens, we the complete opposite. Here we are, the third worst team in the West, and we have teams like OKC, the Pelicans, and the Thunder and the Kings. I already said the Thunder outperforming us, and it hurts. And I just I'm still, kind of in shock how so many things I think went our way in terms of like player expectations and Dame's performance on this season. And it's disappointing that this is the way it is, but it's here. I am Part of me is excited for the summer because I know a lot of things are going to happen, and a lot of things need to happen if this team is going to contend next year or the year after that. I'll give it 3 out of 10. I saw an Instagram post; they gave us a D- on the season for our team, which is fair, I'd say. So 3 out of 10 for me.
Honestly, it's a pretty good rating. I would give it a 3 out of 10 too. Um, I don't know. This team obviously had a lot of shortcomings when it came to like size. Um, Even like remember like once we started 10-3, we were like top 10 in defensive rating, which was unsustainable. Um, but Cody, I like the point you brought up about like player development because I feel like even though we stunk it up, Shaden showed a lot of potential. Um, Trendon showed a lot of potential. Cole,
Yeah, sorry.
sorry, Cody's frozen on my screen, so I thought
No,
you were
Cody
frozen
is as
too.
well.
There he is. Okay, we're good.
But yeah.
But Shaden got a lot better. Trendon played well. So I feel like player development wise, we it's did fine. I will say this is the second year in a row when the Blazers decide to tank, we are very good at it. Like we lose bad.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyone see that
honestly,
Warriors
the
game?
highlight
Anyone see
of
that
the
Warriors
Oh, that was
game?
a clutch loss against the Spurs. The Spurs, I was going to say, when we got blown out. What? Am I lagging or something? We got blown out by 55 by the Warriors. That was brutal.
gosh,
55.
no, yeah, no,
Wait,
now you're fine. But like right when you started that, you were frozen for a second, and then it just sped into what you were saying, and you were already saying it fast. So, but I
so
will
Hold
say
annoying.
on.
the highlight of the final part of the season was that huge loss to the Spurs. That at the end of the day, like changed our percentages by possibly like 20% to be a top four pick. So all jokes aside, that was a big loss. Um, my other question I'm going to say though is because I wrote this down and it's a good kind of it's a good thing to think about just because like if you throw out everything that's happened the last 2 years and only look at it by like how we stand right now, we obviously basically tanked 2 years and we basically are trying to go through this like at this point not even a retool, a quick like rebuild because we are bringing in a bunch of young assets and stuff like that. I have to say, just like where we are, I feel like we've done a fairly good job at
Yeah.
picking up the assets, getting the young players, and positioning ourselves to possibly get a really good player at the first overall pick in Vic. Like there's obviously a chance, and then also a huge asset in possibly a top four pick if it's not first. So
Would you think it's fair to say that ever since Dame came into the league, this is the best like year in terms of like young assets we have?
yeah, I do think this is like if
because you
we
got to
were
think
ever
when
to make a big trade, we have the best package probably that I can remember without completely killing the team because
yeah, because
you're not trading like Grant and stuff like that.
those Blazer teams of old, like Dame's younger years, they were older, so they weren't exactly like I mean, we saw what happened with Batum once he left Portland. He kind of just fell off a cliff. Um, and Matthews after his injury was never the same. Point is that if you're gonna tank for multiple years, the you have to have like a bright side, and the bright side is the Blazers have done fairly well in accumulating assets and potential, draft capital. And but now it's just up to them to use it.
Yeah. I mean, I think even though I expected us to make the playoffs,
I mean,
this
at one
season,
point we probably were expected to be home court.
yeah, at one point, but despite that, I can't lie and say from the moment Joe Cronin was our GM and we traded CJ that I would be mad at this position that we're in right now. Because at that point I was expecting us to probably be tanking for 1, 2, maybe even 3 years. But yes, this team's future, it is promising. And I just think it's really, really unfair for Dame because he just doesn't deserve these tanking years in his prime. And it's so brutal that they can't just do want to bring up some Dame
Okay, so Cody's frozen right now.
quotes because Dame has been talking in the last.
Cody froze a little bit there again, but I did want to throw in a point there when he was um, talking about this team's future being very bright. I think not necessarily the team right now, like future wise, the team is very bright because we do have the young assets, but for Dame's future with the Blazers, it's not bright until we do make the significant moves. And that's why
Let's talk about it.
this offseason is probably the most important offseason of my lifetime as a Blazer fan. I can't think of another offseason where we literally are going in with all these quotes saying, we're not losing again. There are needle movers that want to come to Portland.
I wonder who those are.
Well, okay,
Well, no,
we're just gonna
not that.
jump into it.
No. What I mean, obviously, none of us know who that is, but who would you think it is? Because Dame obviously mentioned people in his head. These could be different than people who have already been linked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in my opinion, the people that it could be is, well, for one, given that Jake Fisher went on actually Dirt and Sprague, Portland
Shout out
radio
Sprague.
show, and he said that one of those guys that Dames said would want to come to Portland is Jaylen Brown. Again, this is all rumors. This is all not
West Coast
coming straight
guy.
from Dame's mouth. So pause, I guess.
Yeah.
But honestly, other than a guy that's specifically linked, I don't know who it is because like there's I don't
I
know what
think
he means by needle mover also. Does that mean super duper
True.
star? Or does that mean like elite 3 and D with superstar potential, say like Mikal Bridges? I don't know.
I think it really depends on what happens in the playoffs because if like really depends on what happens in playoffs because if players make it to the finals, even the Eastern or Western Conference finals, like they're not really going to have a desire to come to a 13th seed last year.
Well, I mean,
But if you get
good
blown
example.
out,
Yeah, I'm
who?
pushing the narrative for the Heat
Let's
to
just
blow it up.
example. The Clippers have spent a ton of money to get good, and they're gonna get bounced by Phoenix in the first round. Like, why does Paul George not want to spring free?
Is that what you're saying?
He doesn't want to play with someone that takes bad shots.
You think
Fair.
you think they're getting bounced in the first round? Yeah, we'll talk about playoff predictions at the end of the video.
Okay,
but
the Suns are the most talented team. Or like, I know Boston plays Atlanta, so Boston's probably fine. But like even like Philly, like Philly's a team to watch if they
Miami
get
right now.
bounced.
Miami just lost.
Miami
By
right
the
now with
way,
Bam.
we're recording this in the middle of the Lakers game. Are they winning?
I think
They're up
it's
1 now.
around tied. But the tone in the room when it came to that entire press conference with everyone speaking is I'm kind of just going to do a run through on the small notes I have, and then you can pick out something you want to discuss quickly. Obviously, Dame said guys want to play in Portland. Joe said that this team will have a lot more vets this year. He felt like we relied on young players too much this year that weren't even ready.
Agreed.
Um, Chauncey will probably, well, I would say 99% be back as the coach next year. Joe, unlike past GMs, actually owned up and said he didn't do a good job building the roster this year,
Past
unlike
GMs or
Neil
past
Olshey
GM?
in 2021 when we lose to the Nuggets saying, "Oh, it's not the roster. This is a championship roster.
No,
This is
no, I
all on the
thought
coach."
in 2021 when we lost to Denver, I mean, that game was should have been, or that series should have been short since PJ Dozier was out.
Um,
Yeah, exactly.
some more things. Jeremy seems like he will 100% be back. A thing that he did say though, when he was interviewed, he was like, "It's very important. I want a family atmosphere because I want to. This is where I'm going to be for the next 5 years." And the only team that can offer him a 5-year deal is Portland. So maybe that means talks have already started.
I gotta
Um,
let's talk
and
about
hold on, a couple more. Ant didn't seem like he was 100% sure he would be back. He was like, well, if things go a different way, that's out of my control. So that was interesting. Nurk specifically didn't say he will be back. He was just like, I hope I'm back. So that was funny. And
Someone just
then
commented,
the
yeah, I
obvious,
never know.
Joe and Chauncey said, we are done losing. However, they did say the same thing last year. So,
no, but like
but like, yeah,
it's not really because you saw the team this year.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
By
but
the way,
like if you're
just
when you're in an exit interview, like I guess like other than like I feel like every team at this point, even the Rockets or the Spurs, are at this point would be like, yeah, we're not losing next year because they're assuming they're getting Wimby. And then like obviously if you're a team that's not in the top four, you're of course not going to come in your exit interview, but like, yeah, we're also going to try to lose next year. Like no one's going to say that. So
yeah, and it all depends on Dame. Just quick question for you guys. I probably know the answer already, but are you concerned at all that Dame will not
No,
be in
no,
Portland next season? Okay,
no,
not
because
next season.
social,
dude, he hasn't.
If next
He's
season
yet
goes
to play.
terribly, then
He's yet to play. The last time he played a full season was 2 years ago. Like this dude is fresh right now.
yeah, I mean, obviously got social media just saying, Damian Lillard, you are a Milwaukee Buck and stuff like that. It's just really
yeah.
cringe
Uh,
quotes. We have my
Steve,
roommate in my ear hole being like, Dame's leaving, bro. And I'm like,
Stephen A. Smith going, "Oh, if he was in New York, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer right now, probably has won an MVP." And I'm like, it's probably not the case because if he was in New York, he would have been stuck on those terrible teams for the past
yeah.
10 years. But we're not even gonna get into that.
We don't have to
Anything
get
you
into
want to
big
jump at
market
first?
conversation.
Let's talk about
Um,
Joe saying he wants more veterans next year. Um, that
I
could
love that.
I
Love
love
that.
that too. That means it's more all in now, and that could
I,
also
I would
mean some
like
young guys are on the block.
I would like some guys with championship experience if you're gonna actually compete for the playoffs. Like whenever I think of like a veteran team, like I think of just people that have played on the Lakers or the Clippers because they always get all these buyout guys. So like I don't know, uh, just like older like wings. You know how the
Like Carmelo
Lakers.
Anthony.
It's a little extreme. I don't know. But I do like what you said. Like we need guys who are in their final form in veterans, not like Trenton Watford, like as good as he had played for or what he was expected to be like. We can't have the ups and downs and the inconsistencies of young players. Like if you're going to be a championship team, like a good veteran player that of course the Blazers had no business of being with was Joe Ingles. Like, that's a good guy. Like if he's your ninth man, like come on, Joe Ingles, just those older guys who can contribute to winning.
I do think him saying that is kind of his uh like warning that he's like going to
Mhm.
if the opportunity arises, he's going to like commit to the Dame timeline because over the last year or two, we've kind of been straddling both timelines, like trying to get some young players, trying to still win. Um, and you just can't win a championship. You can maybe sneak into the playoffs like that, but you're not gonna have any real championship aspirations if you're still trying to develop young
Young.
guys, such as like on a winning team, unless he is your ninth best player, Trendon Watford and Nasir Little right now, like shouldn't be two of your best players off the bench.
The
So
only team that I can think of that succeeds with young players is like Memphis.
yeah, Memphis, yeah, they can just draft well. And I also think like,
Mhm.
well, never mind that. I mean, at the end of the day, if we ended up still winning this year and stuff, we probably would have ended up in the plan because we still only end just like last year, we only ended up like 3 games out of the plan, and that's with actively trying to lose. Um, so I I have to think that the opportunity is gonna I
Mhm.
I okay. It's hard to know what's going to
Okay.
happen this offseason when you don't know who's going to be available because I already
Right.
know Joe's going to be going crazy trying to make a trade, but
It's
it
less
doesn't mean it's
it's less
going to
about who we're
happen.
gonna get, and it's more about what the minimum is here. Like trade deadline, nothing crazy happened, obviously. Um,
Mhm.
the GP2 debacle, I guess you can consider crazy. That speaking of that, there's like this commercial now for like, is it iPhone? No, it might be Twitter. It's something like that. But like Shams is the spokesperson, and I'm just like every time I see it, I want to puke in my face. Because
Mhm.
Shams is a scumbag, bro, literal scumbag.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I posted a TikTok. Who was the one that did the false report again?
Shams.
Shams.
Yeah. Posted a TikTok and then top comments like, "Well, the Blazers medical staff didn't," and boom, every single
Oh my
person in the
gosh, yeah,
world
I
believes it.
saw
Everyone
that.
believes it. And then the first counter comment had like no likes compared. It just shows how that's what everyone thinks now. It's just
It's
sad
just
how
called
the media
people.
can do that.
Well, it's just called people not being capable of thinking for themselves, unfortunately. But um, I have two questions. Two stems from one topic though, and it's Ant. Um, first question is, do y'all think Ant is back? And the second question is, do you think Shaden's
Yeah.
recent play, once we had started tanking, is different than Ant's run last year, or not? Like, do you think Shaden is kind of on an Ant trajectory here, where he might like plateau? I mean, not to say Ant has plateaued; he can still get better, but I'm curious what you guys think about that.
Um, first
Because
off with
can I just say something? Because if you go like if you dangle Ant and the number 5 pick,
it's insane.
that,
That's a really
that
good
gets you
package.
a lot of places.
Look, I know we are just pushing like things that we don't know are going to happen. But say a Jaylen Brown comes available, if you throw Ant to Boston, they don't have a scoring guard right now. Um, I think that if we're making a big trade, I think Ant's gone. So I have the hope that we're going to make a big trade. So with that being said, I do think Ant is probably out the door here. That doesn't mean I want him to be. And then on the other hand, with Sharp, I do think people are not necessarily getting ahead of themselves on Sharp, but like I don't think he's much different. Like he obviously plays different than Ant, but Ant still had a really good year this year. He went 21, 5 and 3. That's a pretty good year. And I don't think Sharp is going to have anything near that next year. So I think Sharp in the long run probably fits next to Dame better just because he's a little bigger and then he just has more time to grow as a defender. But if we're talking for the next 2 years, I don't think Sharp is going to be better than Ant in the very, very near future. So while I think Sharp could easily start, and I don't think you need a 20 point per game scorer next to Dame, um, I think that he's not like a major upgrade over Ant necessarily. And
Dame,
it's not a problem to
I
keep Ant at the
I
same time.
don't I don't think I don't think Ant will be out the door because I don't think Joe Cronin has the balls to do it.
I
I know.
But
think
I think Joe
but
does.
well, okay, we'll see. We'll see. But
no, yeah, I mean that's
I from a Blazer fan perspective that has been watching this team the last 10 years, think it's in our greater good, that's the term, in our greater good to get rid of Ant
Our best
because
interest.
our best interest to get rid of Ant because we just saw a Dame CJ 2.0 with a little bit more athleticism. That's it. Same height, same honestly,
That's the
same
thing.
type of
Sharp 6'5", like good 6'5".
I mean, I'm not talking about Sharp. I'm talking
I
about
know, I know,
Ant.
but that like
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah. So it's just it's impossible to win in an NBA it's impossible to win an NBA championship these days where your two best players are 6'3" or less. It's just impossible. I mean, you look at every championship team, like who's the last championship team that's won with two small guys? Like, I don't even know, as their best players. Maybe the
Even
Warriors,
if
but
they did have two small guys, they have to have a really good wing too. It's like
yeah, my first thought was Golden State, but Clay is like
play
6'7",
6'6". Yeah, six
and
seven probably.
it's just it's impossible. So
I
the
think it's
point
a
is,
the ma
well,
the main reason I do say Ant is like leaning gone is just because
He
like
just makes too much.
he's our best asset too, and he makes
Like,
$25 million. And if you're
yeah,
gonna trade for a
exactly.
star, you have to trade out a lot of money.
and
If
other
you could
teams
set,
want
Exactly.
him.
if you could
And
trade
other teams
for
want him.
like just let me say I throw out this hypothetical trade to you, but if you could do like Ant, Nurk, and not the lottery, like say we get Vic. Hypothetical, say we get Vic. Would you trade Ant and Nurk, like literally those two for Jaylen Brown? Not saying Boston would do that at all, but
Yeah,
based
I
like
would. I
yeah,
would.
like
Yep.
coming into the season next year with a Dame, JB, Grant, Vic, fill-in, Beast, 3 and D vet with our MLE or whatever, or $11 million. We said it last year, like it's a great starting lineup, but it's better than last year's for sure. So speaking
Well,
of Vic,
I think
we are going to trade the pick or we're going to try to trade the pick if we don't get the first pick, which makes total
I
sense.
hear this could be an absolutely horrendous take right now because Victor could be everything he's advertised, but I'd almost rather get like 2 through 4 than one so we can like actually trade it for like a star right now. Like I would rather get
If you told me
a
like Embiid was
star.
available, then yeah.
Okay, we can debate on which player we would take, but I would rather take someone proven than I'd take the number. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and get out in front, and I'm gonna be so wrong about that because he's gonna be really good. Just for Dame's sake, I think Dame. I don't know. I feel like a veteran star is what this dude's been needing for so long. Not these like. And again,
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
but like I
Yeah,
said,
go
like
ahead.
if our second best player on this team next year is 6'7" Victor who can shoot like KD.
Excuse me?
What?
6 foot
7'6".
seven?
7'6".
Okay.
Sorry, I got the numbers flipped there. No one's seven foot
How tall is
six.
he actually?
I
Like
think
seven
he's
four.
7'3" or something.
Yeah, I'm exaggerating, but anyway, if he's our second best player, I still don't think we're gonna go anywhere because the fact is he's gonna be what, 19, 20 years old. That's just no
I
matter
do
how
think
good he
like
will become, he's not gonna do that next year. And for Dame's sake, we should trade the pick.
Like that's
That's
exactly
what
that's what I'm
Wes
saying.
is saying.
And again,
yeah.
Cody, let's just say it right now, we can be so wrong by that because this dude could be like he will be a generational player. Like, I don't want to be on freezing cold take saying this dude's a
until
bust.
until his knees give out in Portland.
Sure, but that's also fair. Portland's got
Just because of Portland. I okay,
you,
here's
you
why
know
I
you know what's
obviously the
crazy?
yeah, go, just yeah.
Sorry, just last thing I was gonna say is that we put up a missing a missing sign for Brandon Roy's knees and they still haven't been found.
Neither of Greg's.
Neither Greg's.
Okay. Okay, back to my point. I think Vic like is the closest like could have a Luka type jump from the start just because he's been playing in a one of the better pro leagues overseas. Also, he is like just the amount I don't think he is your obviously he's not your typical 7'3" unicorn. Like he's even better than that because of just the amount of things he does to sustain his body and stuff like that. But the thing is, say you do this thing with the Bulls and you somehow get your picks back. If you get Vic, you still have all those assets of Dame or not Dame of Ant. If you're gonna trade Sharp, you have Sharp to trade too.
True.
You have four for future first round picks. So I think you can still make a really good
And
package
obviously, like
without the lottery pick.
Victor slots in at the 5.
And if you traded for I don't know. You're not trading for Embiid without like a lottery pick, but if you trade somehow for a center, like Vic can play the 4
Would you
because
trade?
clearly
Would you trade the number 1 overall pick for Embiid? No.
I think
Like, would you?
that's like flip of a
Dude,
coin, I think.
I don't think I
Yeah,
would.
that's a tight
I think
one.
the only one I'm definitely doing it is Giannis. Because if you put Dame and Giannis, like,
Yeah, that'd be probably
come on.
the singular best player Dame could get in
You-
today's.
I'm not. No, I'm not even kidding. If you get the number 1 pick, do you call Milwaukee and just ask?
Probably.
I mean, you give them a call, they're gonna say no, but you give them a
Wait,
call.
you're like asking Giannis and you're like dangling the pick, or are you saying like
Vic, you're just dangling
like
Vic
Keon?
and Vic and Ant.
What about like Keon and Watford?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
They're proven talents.
Keon and Watford for KD straight up. The other thing you have to think
Who says no?
about is just the state of the West right now. There's a lot of good teams.
They're so good, dude. Oh my gosh. I can't believe the Mavs didn't make the playoffs.
That's insane.
The Mavs did not make the
Imagine
playoffs.
buying at the trade deadline and missing the playoffs. Buying
Dude,
also.
they sold. They sold at the end too. Like they tried to lose.
Yeah.
I
They're just that's like they're going for the 2% chance at Vic because they think that's better than making the plan. Quickly, because I don't think a lot of people realize this, like what the odds are for each pick. We only have a 2.2% chance to get the 5th pick.
Yeah, it's either
Even though
1
we
through
have the
4,
5th best
6,
odds.
7.
We have a 10.5% chance at 1 through 4. Well,
Wait, are we the
10.6%.
fifth? We the
We're the
fifth
fifth best odds. So we have a 42.1% chance to land in the top 4. What's so funny, Cody?
nothing.
Is it B Roy?
No, it's a stupid thing. I'll tell you later.
Okay. The most likely pick we get, 26.7% chance, is the 7th pick. And then we have a 19.6% chance to get the 6th pick. So we have a 42% chance to land top 4. We have a 46% chance to land 6 through 7. So the lottery is going to be wild. There's all the speculation we can do, but I don't think we can truly speculate with like good opinions until the playoffs are over and until the lottery. I think we're like a month away from the lottery. But speaking of the playoff, okay, final thing actually about the exit interviews, Nurk. Anything?
What about Nurk?
Like, are you trading Nurk on like just to drop him at this point?
I hope he's not back.
I mean, if Nurk leaves, we'll have
If we get Vic, are you starting Vic or Nurk?
What kind of question is that? But I'll look. I'm gonna miss Nurk no matter what. He's been a big part of my Blazer life the last 5 years. But it's just the ship has sailed. It's time to go. Problem is his value is just really low. I don't think other teams gonna really want him. They're gonna see, oh, he's a
valuable
center.
asset.
He's 30. I don't know. Not that old, but
he's probably
high 20s.
almost 30.
You can just tell that he's probably not going to get any better. So
yeah,
it's gonna be hard. Yeah. What'd you text? Do we want to talk about the playoffs?
Yeah, it sounds like a great idea.
What did you text? Should we show the viewers this?
No. We will, because I think we gave our opinions on the Blazers and just as much as we can right now.
This is just a really unprofessional pod today. Jeez.
Yeah. Cody's running freaking. What is your Wi-Fi? That's me looking for your connection. We're gonna give our predictions for. I guess we can end up giving for the whole playoffs, but specifically round 1. And I guess we'll do the play-in too.
I got the Hawks in a shocker over the Heat.
You got the Hawks at the 7. Who do you have getting the 8th seed in the East? So
I need to pull the
Chicago.
Standings.
Yeah, because Cody's gonna say like, "Oh, the Pistons. I think they make it."
Wait, I'm not even kidding. It's Chicago.
Chicago versus the Raptors. Winner plays the Heat for the 8th seed. I think the Heat still get it.
I just need to look
think
for
it's between Chicago and Toronto.
You think it's between the winner of that game?
Hang on,
No, no.
let's slow down. Let's slow down one at a time. Let's all give
No,
our.
well, we are. We're focusing on the first game here, bud. What was your question? Was?
Who do you think wins the 9-10?
Oh, I think the Raptors win it. Well, no, I
Oh
think
my
the
gosh.
Bulls actually.
Can I have an updated picture, please? Okay, there we go.
Um, so I do think the Heat end up getting the 8 seed. Um, doesn't matter though
Okay.
because they
Quick question: why do the Heat suck? I'm actually curious. They were in the finals, and then they were in the Eastern Conference Finals. They still have Jimmy Bam,
Why did the
Tyler Hero.
Blazers suck? We made the Western Conference Finals and then we were the 8 seed the next
Okay, well,
year.
we're a completely different team now,
But
but
it's no. Why did the Blazers suck the year after? It's just because
oh,
like if you just run it like they didn't go on like a shocking run, but I just think their run was a little better than the talent they had. Um, and
okay.
they don't have good depth. So
They are the worst offense in the NBA.
oh, well, I did not really realize that. I was surprised they lost today though. The Hawks stink.
Yeah, I was surprised too. I mean, I didn't make a
And Trey
jump.
Young is in trade rumors now, which is
I
All
didn't
right,
make a
wild.
so we're assuming Heat will get the 8. Let's just consensus on
Yeah.
that.
Do you guys all think the Heat end up getting the 8 seed?
So
They win the
I
next
do.
game.
I
let's
do.
low key let's like keep track of our predictions. Let's do
Yeah,
like
I'm writing
you
them
get a
down.
you get like say 2 points for picking the winner right and a point for correct amount of games. Mm-hmm.
Like even if it's the opposite way, or it has
Yeah,
to be the right.
yeah.
And then if you
Okay.
get you get it completely right, I say you get like 4 points or 5 points or something like
But
that.
you get 3 because it's
Next podcast we're gonna forget about it, but it's
okay.
fine.
All right.
Western Conference play-in. So we're currently at halftime of the Timberwolves Lakers game.
What's the
Timberwolves are up
score?
11. Timberwolves are up 11 at half.
Wow.
I think the Lakers still end up winning this game, so I think the Lakers get the 7.
I agree. The Lakers need the 7. They do not need to go play the Nuggets and Mile High.
Cody, do you think the Lakers end up getting a 7, or do you think the Timberwolves win this game? They are now up 13.
I I want to say the Lakers. In fact, I'm rooting for the Lakers just because I like LeBron a little bit, and I don't like anything to do with Minnesota. But
Fair.
I'll go. I'll
We in
go. I'll
Minnesota.
go. I'll go Minnesota. I'll switch it up. We're up
We
13.
we in Minnesota now?
We in Minnesota. I think we win this one.
Big
Uh,
3 by the
Minnesota.
Lakers. Big 3 by Lakers to cut it to 10.
So who do you think
so
gets the? What was that, Cody? Yeah,
I'm still
we
gonna
can
root
talk
for the
about it.
Lakers, though. I'm
We
still gonna
will.
root for them.
I agree. I like seeing
Why?
LeBron
Why am
do
I
good
rooting for the
things.
Lakers? I don't like the Lakers. Why am I rooting for them? I
We
don't
like
know.
LeBron.
They're generally like probably in my top 5 favorite NBA teams right now. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because they trade Westbrook, got
Literally just
LeBron.
LeBron, probably.
Yeah, it's probably just LeBron. But
Who do you think ends up getting the 8 seed? So that will be the loser of this game. So in your prediction, it's the Lakers. In our prediction, it's the Timberwolves against either the Pelicans or the Thunder. Pelicans no
Thunder
Zion.
Thunder are surprising. I mean, their fans and organization thought they would tank this season, but here they are in the plan, trying to make the playoffs. Young talent. Pelicans really disappointing, obviously.
Yeah, they kind of had a fall off like the Blazers, top of the
I mean,
conference down
they
to
got
yeah.
injured though. I mean, one team
Yeah.
is going to get injured this year. It was the Pelicans. So
Yeah.
unfortunate for them. But
So who do you think gets the 8 out of the remaining 3?
you guys can go first. I don't think about this one.
Well, if the Lakers end up losing this game, I think the Lakers get the 8. But given I think they win this game, I'm actually going to go with the Thunder because I think the Pelicans are just weird.
I'm gonna say Minnesota or the
Um,
Lakers. It could be 7.
I think Shea's the best player of the remaining 3 teams, not Lakers. So
Really?
yeah,
Shea over Bi?
yeah.
Interesting.
So
If
who's
BI
out?
if Bi got those calls, he'd average 35 too.
Well, he doesn't.
Well,
I
he does.
mean, who's out for Pelicans? Is it
It's
Zion
just
and who?
Zion, I think.
Dude, this guy can't stay healthy. He's eating too much.
I mean, he is
Yeah.
their best lineman. Who remembers that joke?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a crazy one.
Crazy video. All right, let's go.
Are we gonna
Denver
keep Cody
and
focused?
I'm gonna
Cody
go
hasn't picked yet.
Pelicans.
Pelicans get the 8. I think it was for some reason the Timberwolves might win, but all right. So I've got Thunder against the Nuggets, and I'm going
it doesn't
Nuggets over
matter.
Thunder in
I'm
4.
going Yeah, I got Nuggets in 4 over. Actually, I take that back. I'll go Nuggets over Minnesota in 5.
Okay, I gotta write that down. Cody,
I thought you were Lakers, Wes. You changed? Okay. I'll
No,
go.
he has
Oh.
Lakers getting the 7th seed.
Oh, okay.
You have Lakers getting the 8th seed though. Oh no, you don't have the Lakers making the playoffs at all?
No.
Me?
Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh, wait. No, I didn't say that. Sorry. I forgot the 9 play a 10. Confusing rules on the play-in. So the 9's going to play the loser. No, yeah, Lakers are winning that.
so you think the Lakers end up getting the 8th seed?
Yeah.
So you got Lakers versus Nuggets here.
So if they play Nuggets,
Playing is so confusing. It's not,
yeah,
but
it is.
making
It's
making
not.
picks
It's-
before it's kind of confusing.
Nuggets at home get
Against the
the home court advantage.
Lakers.
Lakers, LeBron, AD, deadly in the playoffs. Though I'm gonna say Nuggets. Obviously, give me I think 7.
Yeah, that if that ends up being in the series, I think that's
It's kind of
very
unfortunate.
very upset alert.
If I'm a Nuggets fan, I'm mad if I have to play the Lakers in the first round.
I would be too. Yeah, so me and Wes, we all have Nuggets, all in different games though. Suns Clippers. So we obviously all will have this matchup. Wes,
I'll go
what do you have first?
I'll go Suns and 6.
Suns and 6. Cody, Suns Clippers. I assume Paul George will probably be out for at least the first couple of games, if not the whole series.
Yeah,
Oh, that's interesting. Like a Suns and 5.
Yeah, I'll go and say I got Suns in 5.
I'll go Suns in 5. I can't see.
Yeah, Suns and 5 with no PG.
If
KD
Kawhi goes on a crazy run again, though,
That's
Dude,
why
if
I'm giving.
Kawhi
would
goes
be
on a
insane.
crazy run, they might win a game.
That's why I'm giving him 1 game. So Suns and
if Clippers had lost their last game of the season, they would have had a matchup with the Kings, but they decided to win. So
No, because the Lakers would have jumped them.
the tiebreaker ended up being weird, and the Clippers would have ended up the 6th seed, based
Mhm.
on like division record or something. I don't know, but
Well, NBA Instagram was capping them.
Warriors versus Kings. This is going to be a
Interesting.
lot
This
of
is an
offense.
interesting one.
The
I think
Warriors
it's gonna
are
be a
so
really fun series.
spoiled. The Warriors are so spoiled. I mean,
Yeah,
they
the
were in
Warriors
the
get the Kings, bro.
play-in, and then they sneaked into the playoffs in the last 2 games of the season.
I'm
They
gonna
get to
go.
Sacramento.
I'm gonna go Warriors in 6. I think it could. I feel like the Warriors should win in more than 6, as in like in 5 or 4. But the Warriors have been so bad on the road this year
Yeah.
that I
And the
think.
Warriors' defense is suspect against this
I think-
Kings team. I
But
don't
the
know.
Warriors are.
Yeah, Kings have
Warriors,
the best offense in the league.
Well,
Yeah.
let me finish my point. The Warriors are a
Terrible.
championship caliber team. They have championship pedigree mentality. They will split with Sacramento in games 1 and 2. And then
That's true.
Sacramento has no prayer going into Chase Center and winning. I mean, no prayer.
Okay.
So
I've
I
got
think, okay, I'm done. Good.
no, yeah, you're just gonna say I think Warriors in 6. I got Warriors in 7.
7.
You think the Warriors win a game on the road that they can't do? Okay.
I
Bars.
mean, yeah, they'll have to win a game on
Hey,
the
that's
road.
fine. That's good. That's good.
Cody,
I love it.
Yeah, I'll go Warriors in thinking 6 or 7. I'm gonna say 6. This Kings
6.
team has no playoff experience, and that is super important. Yeah, I'm sorry, little one, but the Kings, you gotta go. You guys
I'm
have
sorry,
fun.
little one.
Yeah, you see that meme? Yeah, they're done. So Warriors in 6.
Next matchup is Grizzlies as the 2 seed. Me and Wes have them playing the Lakers. Cody, you would have them playing the Timberwolves. I'm gonna go ahead and say I think the Lakers beat the Grizzlies in 6 because
Wow, 6.
I
Are you
don't thi-
overvaluing the Lakers? Remember how bad this team is.
I think well, I don't think I'm overvaluing the Lakers at this point. I mean, they could end up losing this game, and my whole prediction kind of goes downhill because I don't think they end up being the Nuggets. But I mean, they're the best team in the Western Conference since either the trade deadline or the All-Star break. And then I just don't think the Grizzlies are like. I think the Grizzlies are the matchup I would have wanted. Obviously, you don't want to have to play in the play-in to possibly lose before you even play them, but I think everyone has a greater motivation to beat the Grizzlies after just everything they've done with Dylan Brooks just being who he is and
And the Lakers and the Grizzlies.
Ja
have
saying he's
history,
fine
too.
in the West.
Shannon Sharp.
It's just-
Yeah, I want LeBron to humble him.
That's
If
true.
the Lakers do play in that series, I will be rooting for the Lakers. So
I'll
but
go
I have the
Lakers.
T-Wolves.
I'll go Lakers in 7.
You think the Lakers beat the Grizzlies too? And then Cody, you have Grizzlies and Timberwolves.
If that
And
happens,
then Nuggets at 4.
the Timberwolves have no chance. By the way, we didn't talk about it. How much of a clown is Rudy Gobert? Holy this guy.
God, we did not talk about that. And then
We can
Jaden
save that.
McDaniels
Wait, we
also
can save
punched the
that for
wall.
second channel. We can save that for second channel. That's NBA rundown. We can do that later.
Yes, for sure. Rudy Gobert. I can't believe. Okay. Anyway, if the Grizzlies play the Timberwolves have zero chance. They had a chance last year. They blew it this year after everything that's happened. The Grizzlies are going to take care of
Honestly,
them in 4, I think.
if Minnesota
it,
plays
though.
Memphis again, I could see Minnesota winning that only because they
No
kind of
shot.
Only if they
should
in
have won.
Minnesota. But
Well, they don't have McDaniels, which hurts.
that
They don't have
kills.
McDaniels and Gobert's a chemistry killer. I think the Grizzlies could sweep them. I think
That's a
Gobert's
great
chemistry
great
killer and
analysis.
a COVID starter.
yeah.
All right. Next is we all are assuming the Heat end up getting an 8 seed. Bucks versus Heat. I got Bucks over Heat in 5. I guess I think they sneak a game. I think the Heat are like kind of in a similar boat with the Lakers, where
I'll
like
go
they could
Bucks
turn
in
it on.
5. I'll go Bucks
but-
in 5.
Bucks
I'll
in
go
5.
Bucks.
I'll go Bucks in 5. I think Miami can win one game. So,
I think I think
Bucks
the
are
Bucks
Bucks
are
are
just
the
elite.
best
Yeah.
title odds. They're just nice with it.
yeah.
Okay, next one is arguably one of the more interesting series, the most interesting series in the East. Cavs versus Knicks.
The Knicks are in the playoffs? No, just kidding. I knew that. But yeah.
And
Knicks are the 5.
the Knicks are the 5. Cavs are the 4. Who do we have in this one? We have a former
go-
Blazer, Josh Hart.
Dude, this
the
is
Knicks.
a great series. This is
This
gonna
is
be my
fun.
favorite series.
Guys,
I think
are the
this could-
Knicks due? Like,
Let's
are
do
they
some
due?
analysis
They
here.
are due, but does
Yeah.
that mean they
So-
win?
You gotta think the Cavs are the best player in the series.
Yeah.
Yep. And the second
Um,
best.
I would say Randall's probably better than Garland.
Okay.
I would take Randall over Garland. Rim protection wise, Cavs. Bench,
I think Knicks.
probably
Knicks.
Cavs.
I think Knicks on bench.
But I think the X factor in the series that no one ever talks about, even though he's been insane, is Brunson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think.
With that being said, I'm going Cavs in 7 probably.
I'm also going Cavs in 7 just because they had like last time we saw Julius Randle in a playoff series, he kind of folded against the Hawks, but that was also his first playoff series.
Well,
Now they
who's
have
gonna
a
pick up-
Brunson.
Who's picking up Randall? Who's guarding Randall?
Mobley,
Okay, so tough. Who's guarding Brunson?
who, by the way, which is kind of wild. Imagine if the Blazers had this. Mobley right now is the odds-on favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year, second-year player. That's insane. But that's besides the point. I just think that, like, I think if they're gonna win, it's gonna be on the backs of Brunson because I think Brunson can exploit a Donovan Mitchell or a Garland because they're like the Blazers. They have a small backcourt. They just have the luxury of having the possible Defense Player of the Year and one of the best rim
Do
defending
they still
centers.
start Isaac Okoro?
I think I'm not positive though.
But like that, the Cavs are a good example of kind of just plugging and playing at the 3.
Yeah, that's how we're gonna do it next year when we have Grant, Wemby,
Exactly.
Jaylen Brown, Dame, plug in someone at the 3. Have a little bit of depth. We're gonna,
Trading.
dude.
Makes it
Good.
sound easy.
I'm gonna say
go-
it right here, live on the podcast. Kidding,
Oh.
we're not doing that.
Bad take incoming.
Yeah. For me on this series, I mean, it's offense versus offense. I think the Cavs are,
No.
I would say, significantly better defensive team than the Knicks.
Mhm.
I mean, Knicks are solid. Okay. I'm gonna
Knicks
say
are solid.
Knicks
Tibbs
are
is a good
solid.
coach.
Knicks are solid. I'm gonna say Cavs in 6.
Cavs in 6.
I love that, Cody. D Mitch has 50 plus in a closeout game in MSG and gets booze.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What is next? Sixers and Nets. I got Sixers in 5. I don't think the Nets have.
Are
like,
the
Nets are
Sixers him though?
The Nets are good. Like they're similar to like that old Nets team where they don't
Nets
have
are-
that star.
I
But
feel like
I think Embiid is just going to go to work, which is
I feel
not a
like-
good sign for Blazer fans because we need him to get bounced.
I
Yeah.
could see the Nets winning this series. I'm gonna go Sixers in 7.
Wow.
I think there's no
Dude, the
pressure.
Sixers-
So, I mean,
Sixers-
one of these series is gonna like
Yeah.
you said, like go 7 unexpectedly. Just which
I
one
don't
do you
think-
choose?
The Sixers are just like not. a team that performs well in the postseason.
It's true. Yeah, I would say they have the most pressure of any team, or the
And I would
Nuggets.
say, but I would say the Nets have the least pressure because they just traded KD. They're kind of in this awkward spot where they have a good record because they
Point.
had KD all season, and they're gonna fight. But like I said, or like you said, Cole, I think Embiid will go to work, unfortunately, because we need him to get absolutely pummeled in the first round. But I'm gonna say Sixers in 5. Unfortunately, I'm gonna be rooting for the Nets
Yeah,
though.
I'm not even gonna lie. I think I'm not gonna pick Nets because I don't want to be just get a cheap one wrong. But I am calling it that the Nets can and maybe will win that series.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Final one.
I think Claxton is underrated. I think the Nets are gonna take on the. I think the Nets are. I don't know how to say this. They're gonna have to use the strategy of just let Embiid get his and use their plethora of elite wings, 3-and-D wings. Okay, sorry, Dorian Finney-Smith's not elite, but good 3-and-D wings to just suffocate everyone else. Like you gotta suffocate James Harden. Mikal Bridges on James Harden in the pick and roll. If anyone can stop a pick and roll, it's Mikal Bridges. I don't know. It'll be good. Be a good series.
Point. Final
Dude,
series.
dude, dude. Imagine if Embiid averages like 40 plus and they bow in the first round. I mean, he's
Dude,
basically a
he
Blazer.
has to ask out.
He's basically a Blazer.
Yeah, put him in the jersey.
He's
Celtics,
the
Hawks. I think the
Celtics
Celtics
in
just
4.
roll over the Hawks, but I'd give the Hawks a
Celtics in 4.
game.
They'll
No,
give him
there's
this
gonna be
game.
a sweep at some point.
I'm
So
not giving him a
Celtics in
game.
Oh,
4.
I have the Nuggets
I mean,
sweeping.
same, but no. Hey,
Oh, you have the Nuggets sweeping?
yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Oh no. I had Nuggets in 5. I think the
Over.
T-Wolves grab a
Yeah.
game off them.
Oh wait. Okay, yeah, I have everything right.
Um,
Yeah,
Cody,
I'll say Celtics in 4.
Celtics
Do
in
I give
4.
them a game? No, I won't. Celtics in 4.
You don't think they
They're
get a
just
game in the A?
no, they were just in the finals. Same team, better,
The
stronger.
Lakers.
Hawks are so mid. So yeah,
Yeah, Lakers might lose. They're down
no
15.
it don't
shot.
matter. Boston in 4.
Final thing. I just want. What is your finals and who wins the finals and how many games? I don't know who I want to send it to first. I guess Cody. Who do you think wins the finals?
Oh God, dude,
Or
don't do this
do
to
you want
me.
to think on it a little bit and let me
think
go?
I-
Because I
I
think
think
I
I
know
got
I
mine.
don't care, but I think I know mine.
Go ahead, you go first.
I think it'll be a rematch of the 2021 finals. I think Phoenix and
2021.
Milwaukee will play each other, and I think Milwaukee will win again.
And how many games? That hurts.
7. 7. I'm sorry. I just can't bring myself to the fact that Devin Booker is an NBA champion.
Well, in my alternate universe, I think Devin Booker is an NBA champion because I think the Suns beat the Bucks in 7.
Yeah.
If the Suns end up winning the finals, like I know they have a somewhat super team, but that would be a pretty crazy road to go on, beating Clippers, Nuggets, whoever comes out of the bottom of the West, whether that's the Warriors, Grizzlies, Lakers, and then
What's
beating the
your
Bucks.
Western
That'll
Conference
be
Finals
crazy.
prediction, Cole?
Here, let me let Cody give his finals prediction, and then yeah, I think I know what I would have.
To say the Warriors would be in the finals, it's just stupid. They haven't been great this year.
That's what we like to call glazing.
I'm a Glazer. I like the Warriors, second favorite team.
Glazer.
I'm gonna be rooting for them, but I'm not gonna say they make it to the finals. I'm gonna say it's no way it's the Grizzlies. I'm just using process of elimination. I don't think the Nuggets have them in them, so I'm gonna say Suns versus either Bucks or Celtics. I'm gonna say Celtics. I'm gonna say Celtics make to the finals back to back, and I think Celtics win against the
I like
Suns. I
that.
think Jason Tatum gets his first ring.
How many
against
games?
Celtics.
This is
7.
finals. Just say 7.
Just 7. Just say 7.
But my Western Conference Finals, because I ended up making a bracket like earlier, or Eastern Conference Finals, I've got I think just Bucks versus Celtics. And then Western Conference Finals, I got Suns Warriors.
I was gonna go if the Lakers win this game, I'm gonna go Suns Lakers.
How are they doing?
They're down
a lot.
15 in the third.
Not sure if they're in the game at this point. They definitely could. I mean, I think the Warriors they're about to get Wiggins back, or they are getting Wiggins back. I think
Lakers
I don't
are
think it's like
bro.
I don't think you can look at the regular season. Like you have to look at the regular season, but the biggest question is, can they win on the road?
Who?
The Warriors.
Yeah.
This play, like I think there's like how many teams would you say you wouldn't be surprised if they won the championship?
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
would like Celtics,
Honestly,
Bucks, Suns.
I would say the Suns, the Nuggets, the Bucks, and the Bucks and the
Celtics.
Celtics. Like I would be surprised if the Warriors won the title. I would, because
I
they've
don't
been
think I
so
would.
atrocious on the road. I would be surprised if the Lakers won. The Grizzlies, I'd be surprised because
No.
Oh,
they
I would
just
be so surprised.
the Grizzlies are more concerned with other things, and I feel like on the court stuff, it feels like, at least. I could be wrong about that, but probably not.
Yeah, I mean the good thing about the Blazers not making the playoffs is you do like kind of watch it in a different lens, but
The
it also
bad
does
thing,
suck. It
the
also
bad
does
thing is
suck.
you don't get the TNT intro, and
Yeah.
it pans to the Moda Center.
And they started off by saying, "Series tied 1-1. Damian Lillard with a crazy performance, putting up 51 in game 2, winning it in overtime behind Anthony Simons' game-winning shot. Bloater with 7 seconds left over the outstretched arms of who else but Paul George. He continues to have nightmares at Moda." As here's a clip from Paul George's interview. Well, yeah, it's just like I had to guard Dame at 37 feet. And I didn't think Anthony was going to drive. He shot a floater with the left hand. I mean, like at the end of the day, like
It's a
that's
bad
just
shot.
not a
left hand.
good shot to
No,
take.
you guys, that's a bad shot. I don't care that's a bad shot.
And then Kawhi goes, "Oh, PG, shut up."
Oh, that's funny.
Oh man, good stuff.
Uh,
Dude, I'm so pumped for the draft lottery. Oh, I did hear this. I was listening to something. Who do you like? Who do you think the Blazers should send to the lottery? Last year it was Dame. I saw people saying they should send Brandon Roy to the lottery. I also I saw someone saying
last
like
time I
Joe should
checked.
just go. I don't know if
Last
Brandon Roy
time
can
I
walk
checked.
up. Okay, we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop with
Last-
the. We're gonna
last
stop
time-
hating on Brandon Roy.
No, I'm not hating. I just
no.
Stop.
he
Out
actually
of pockets.
no,
Stop.
he actually
Don't
no,
say it.
no, he just I saw on Instagram the other day where he said we're having a search party for my niece.
I also saw someone saying we should send Greg Oden, which I think would be a little bit of a
Also,
bad omen if you're trying to
can't
get
walk.
Vic.
Don't send him.
Who would you send then, Cody?
Not Dame, because he gives us trash picks. Give me
Joel Prisbilla?
yeah. How do you think
Anthony
of that?
Tolliver?
How do you think of these names?
What about
I'll send Sharp.
Fresh or fruity?
Sharp.
I'd send
No,
I'd
you
send
can't.
I'd probably
Sharp's so bad
I'm
as media.
I'm probably split between Marcus Camby and JJ Hickson.
Really?
Sprinkle in a. Ooh, we could send Myers.
I was thinking Alan Crowd.
Just gotta
but-
keep the mic away from him.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm being serious, I'd probably send like Steve Blake.
I think that's. In all seriousness, I'm sending Joe because like.
Dude,
I feel
what
like
if we
he's
just
yet to
like
be,
what if
like,
we
in the
sent
front.
Nurk? Like what if we sent Nurk just for him not to come back?
Just for us to get his replacement?
We should just be comedians, honestly. We should just change our brand. Oh my
Do you
god.
think, Cody?
I'm crying.
Can you tell a joke?
Would you?
No. I just laugh at them. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Would you
That's
send
so
would you send like
Less.
Chauncey up there?
No, I would send Chauncey or Joe, or like all genuine seriousness. Like a Brandon Roy would be cool. Oh, I also saw someone send LaMarcus because like I think we might retire his number this year since he retired.
Hazonia? No, okay, I'm done.
Isn't Brandon Roy coaching somewhere?
Yeah, I know he used to coach in
Some
Washington.
college, yeah.
Dude, okay, in
He
all
coached Porter
seriousness,
Jr.
in all seriousness, I know we joke about that stuff, but he was a sick player. Like he was insane.
Oh my
Like you
God.
remember his
My favorite Blazer of all time before Damian Lillard.
no, actually, like you remember his shot against the Rockets?
My dad was there.
Really?
He had a Yao Ming on his knees.
My West.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh,
Bro.
this is so bad. It's all we only say this because of this bum's reaction.
Me.
Yes,
No.
you.
So, oh
God, such a knee slapper.
what?
Genuine question.
Where did he go? Okay, what's your final genuine question? We got a wrap.
Look,
My
guys, I
final
got a
genuine
dog.
question is, you better keep that away from you know who. Okay?
Oh my god. Oh my. I don't think the viewers have any idea what's going on right now. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, these
Oh
poor
my
viewers.
gosh, that was
Guys,
the most unexpected thing I was gonna say.
we are just not professionals. Today's not
Sorry.
it. The internet's not it today.
My last genuine question was, do you think when do you, do you
What are you
think
gonna say, West?
do you think
What are
when
you gonna
Brandon do you think when B. Roy scores a goal in soccer, he does a knee slide?
Okay, thank you for watching this podcast. Hopefully the last part was entertaining. We'll see you next week with more off-season talk. And the lottery is just a month away, or a little over a month, so got a lot of time until the biggest night of the off season. So we'll see you then. Peace.